Greetings, everybody, and welcome to this DVD review here on the Media Files. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, figured since I'm actually getting to do one at night right now, figured let's start off with something a little creepy. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's not the original, but it's the remake. Yep, a surprisingly good remake. Which remake is that? Find out next here on the Media Files. Welcome back. So, what remake are we talking about? Well, uh, let's just say that, I had no idea that this movie was even going to be remade at the time. Because at the time when it was released, I was actually a uh, senior in high school at the time. And I couldn't, I didn't really Uh, I'd heard of it, obviously, because I have the original, but I never actually got a chance to see it in theaters, and holy crap, did I miss out. I'm, of course, talking about the really well done remake of a beloved classic horror film from the 1970s. But today we are going to talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Yeah. So, now, this particular edition is the two disc. Here. This is the two disc collector's edition, or in this case, it's more like a deluxe edition, really. Um, this is the version you want to get. Now, when it originally was released, it actually had a metal, like, um, like a metal front on it. And I believe I still have it somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it is. But what's so cool about it, though, is that you got, Leatherface right there in front. It's all, flat. But once you get down here to Texas Chainsaw, it's all nice and it's embossed. Yeah, look at that. It has really cool indentures there. Even the spine is also, um, embossed there, embossed on top and all sides. But what's cool about it, though, is that when you open it up, it literally becomes this picture of part of a chainsaw, right? Um, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So here you have one side of the chainsaw, and then you have the other side of the chainsaw. It's a pretty big ass chainsaw. so, um, so as you can tell, it is actually two discs. There, maybe kind of hard to see because of the lighting. There we go. Two discs, and it also comes with a pretty cool little package, which has never been opened, by the way, of cards, which are really cool, like lobby cards, which I believe they're actually featured on the back here. Yeah, um, they are. Basically, it has photographs from the crime scene that is actually in the movie. And this movie is definitely not for the kiddies. I will tell you that. Obviously, well, the first one wasn't, but I mean, holy crap, was this so good? Um, written by um, Scott Kosar, who at the time was fairly new. Directed by Marcus the Spell, who also went on to do the Friday the 13th reboot, as well as a really cool Viking film called Outlander, which was really good. The funny thing is, this is actually his directorial debut, uh, produced by Michael Bay. Yeah, Michael Bay producing a horror film. How does that work? Well, let's just say that he, as well, Michael Bay himself, as well as a few other individuals, created their own small production company, entitled Platinum Dunes, where they would go through, the catalog of films that they would like to see, remade, which I thought was kind of a cool idea. Go back to some older catalog films and, remake them for a new audience. So this is basically part one of what I would like to call the Platinum Dunes original trilogy. And what I mean by that is that at the time when Platinum Dunes was first announced, they said that they were going to remake three films. First off was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After that was Friday the 13th. After that was Friday the 13th, and then their final film of the trilogy was a remake of Rutger Hauer's the Hitcher, which is actually pretty good. So, with this creepy movie, is it scary? Oh yeah, definitely big time jump scares. Great creepy score by Steve Jablonsky. Because at the time, he was he was fairly kind of new at the time. I mean, he had done a few scores here and there. I mean, as like a writer, around the time of he was kind of being mentored by Hans Zimmer at the time, and so this was kind of his first outing as getting the lead film music credit for his name, and he would go on to do another really good horror film score for the Amityville horror remake. So yeah, what can I say? This movie, it's dark, it's creepy, and they actually add a few things to the Leatherface story, which was never actually mentioned in the original movie. But what's kind of interesting though is that in the opening is that they basically act as if basically when the first movie happened, and then literally this movie basically takes place, as far as the evidence goes, roughly about 30 years later, which is actually kind of interesting, but it's still set in the 70s, though. It's kind of interesting how they kind of, basically say, well, basically the files collected dust for 30 years, and, well, we don't know where this guy is, but here's the story. But what can I say, though? I mean, great casting. Great casting. You had Eric Balfour, who's gone on to do a few good movies. Lead actress Jessica Biel, yeah, off of, I believe she was doing Seventh Heaven at the time. At least I think it was Seventh Heaven. But right after this, though, she did Blade Trinity, which was kind of awesome. But then you have, you know, another great actor. You have R. Lee Ermey playing the sheriff. I mean, come on. You knew that they had to get some sort of Full Metal Jacket thing out of him, and they did. It's actually in the behind the scenes documentary that's on here. Um, However, though, there is one actor in here that is actually not credited, and that is the man that is playing the character of Leatherface. Um, Andrew, what is his name? Andrew Barnarski. If you don't know who that is, the name may sound a little familiar to you, especially if you are a fan of this character. Yeah, he actually plays Max Shreck's son in Batman Returns. So there's a little Tim Burton, horror thing there, which is kind of interesting. But what can I say? Great acting done by him, and uh, I must have hair or something on my lens here. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, anyways, but yeah, such a great story, and I tell you what though, um, this edition is loaded with extras, loaded. So, first disc, let's just go through everything. So, first disc features 3 feature-length commentaries on the production, the story, and the technical aspects of the film, featuring Michael Bay, director Marcus Nispel, as well as actors Jessica Biel, Eric Balfour, and more. So for the bonus features on disc 2, we have an alternate opening and ending, severed parts, deleted scenes documentary on what was cut from the film and why. That's actually pretty interesting. And here we have Chainsaw Redo, Making a Massacre, a comprehensive feature-length documentary covering the film's origins, casting, and production through makeup, film scoring, marketing, and fan reaction. Yeah, that documentary is actually pretty cool because they actually do show. Um, I believe it's actually in this documentary. Michael Bay talks about his original idea for the teaser trailer, where literally all it would show is that it just shows um, the trailer opens up basically to a few lines of text, and it's pitch black, right? The theater's completely pitch black. All you hear is sounds of a woman running from a door, panting, screaming for help. Nobody's there. And then she shuts the door. And then you hear like this, you hear her, doing like this hyperventilating breathing. And then you start hearing these larger footsteps with this chain sound. And then the audio just goes dead silence for 4 seconds. You wonder what's going to happen, right? Boom! She screams, she freaks out. Next thing you know, you hear the starting of a chainsaw, and it starts cutting through the wood, and you don't see anything except the logo, the temporary logo idea that they had for the film. And that, I think, is probably one of the greatest marketing trailers that will never be released. Unless you went to see it, on this. That's pretty cool. So also they have a a documentary on Ed Geem, the Ghoul of Plainfield, a shocking documentary on the real killer that inspired the film, as well as some screen tests featuring actors Jessica Biel, Eric Balfour, and Erica Larson, I believe is how you pronounce her name. Yeah. As well as some art galleries featuring production and the Leatherface concept art, the original theatrical trailer, TV spots, as well as the band Motograder, their Suffocate music video, as well as some DVD ROM content, including a script to screen, storyboard viewer, and link to the original website and more. Yeah, that's basically not around anymore. But yeah, I mean, what can I say though? I mean, if you are looking for a film to literally just kick back and just, you know, if you have somebody that has never seen this movie, make them sit down and watch it. Oh yeah, they will probably get a little freaked out by this movie, but overall, wow, such a great remake. And not only that, though, it really pretty much paved the way for them to basically get, let's see, let's see, what's Friday the 13th? No, actually, I had mentioned earlier that Platinum News was doing a trilogy. I meant to say quadrilogy, as in 4 movies. This one, the Amityville Horror, The Hitcher, and Friday the 13th. Yeah, I forgot to mention that one. But what can I say, though? Great movie, especially if you are really into the remake series or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if I can find this, I will post a link down in the description below. I'm not sure, this might actually be out of print now. As far as I know, the Blu-ray, I think, doesn't actually have any of this stuff on it, as far as I know. I think except for just the commentaries, I think. But, God, what can I say, though? This is basically, I watch this every Halloween. I mean, come on. You have to, right? So, yeah, that basically wraps up this DVD review. And as always, please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. See you later.